And we are live and miserable on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Hello and welcome, Andy and Jared, Cleveland and beyond. He's Andy Billman. I'm Jared Watson, and this podcast is brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Well, we're going to cue the Welcome Back Carter song. Welcome back. Yeah, really great welcome for the Browns. As usual, a loss during week one. 38-6 was your final. And I'm sure you heard the news today about the game, and if you didn't watch it, or when you shut it off, or whatever you did, I ended up lasting the entire game. But I had a handful of beers, and by the third quarter, I was ready to just not pay attention anymore. And I'm guessing I'm not the only one who did that. And then also, I think, should we do mock drafts now for quarterback? Yes. Should we do a mock draft now after week one? Let's start. Yes. No. Yeah. Yes. I'm kidding. It's not that bad yet, but wow, that was a terrible start to week one. And how about the Indians? Did they help cheer us up at all? No, they didn't. No, dropped 6 straight now. 6 straight. But the good news is they're still going to be in the playoffs. So there's that to cheer about. What else? Oh, the Irish won. See, at least Andy's got that because I don't have the Buckeyes to save my weekends anymore. Andy does have the Irish. So they won, beat up on Duke. I'm sure Andy's going to gloat about that later. But first, let's talk about your cybertless Cleveland Browns. 0-1 Cleveland.
0-1. And I'm actually going to try to multitask here. But I hope everybody had a great day. And after a terrible Sunday, here we are to digest. I finally got the post on Waiting for Next Year. You're going to hear phrases like this all day today and all day on Sunday. Only one game. Might need a quarterback change. Same old 2020 Browns, as my partner and friend posted on his Facebook, and the likes. This is an easy time to get buried under the sludge that this is a Browns losing opener and thinking everything is bad. And, we all know it's a 15-game stride after this and everything else. It's also naive to say it's just one game. And it can get better from here. And I'm somewhere in the middle of this whole thing. But I will also say there are some we're going to go down it. There's some really, really bad things that happen, and we're going to get through the Captain Obviouses. Stefanski stunk. Myles Garrett and Olivier Vernon.
Freddie? I thought Freddie was coaching.
He stunk too. Myles Garrett and Vernon have to show up more. OBJ, for one who defended him a lot last year, it's getting harder to defend him. Baker Mayfield has not played well since 2018. And this is my biggest worry, and you'll hear more about it here in a second. But the biggest thing of reason why it's fine to jump off the bridge with knee pads on is this. That's how I would put it today. With analytics running the show, we are now 1-32. With analytics running the show, we are 1 win in 32 losses. It's getting hard to get off the pavement, especially when you lose not 18-12 or 21-14, 38-6. So for everyone out there who keeps saying there's a long season, overreaction Monday, sure, but we've seen this before, and we are being led by analytics again. And I will give some good faith in this and somewhat, but let's be fair. 1-32. Here we go again. This did not, Jared said it. We're going to go down the list of today of bad shit. And you can't, it's not fair not to think, wow, maybe this is just one game. There are some things that are glaring and they're striking. All that to say, and I'll make this a big point as we go into the Bengals preview. You can straighten this shit up real quickly, the win or two. But it is very fair to say today, in a regime with now Barry and DePodesta running the ship again, it's 1-32.
Andy, I got to tell you that couldn't have been. And I jokingly said, at the end of the last podcast, they'll get blown out 40 something to nothing, right? I jokingly said that, knowing that it was in play, knowing full well that my 35-24 Browns win prediction was full of nothing but more than my own high hopes. And the sad and ironic thing is that my joke turned out to be the truth. It was a complete blowout. It was brutal. It was painful to watch. It was as bad a week one as I could have expected or asked for. I am
Yep.
not. I am now. So I am in a position now where I have changed my opinions about things that I didn't think would change this fast. Now, I am not jumping off the bridge, but I will say this. After reevaluating and looking at the schedule, and I told you this via text, I really only saw 3 or 4 wins in the first 8 games of the season, and I see more like 5 or 6 wins on the back 8. That's one thing that I can say to try to remind myself, hey, maybe they can right this ship, is that I really only expected them to start out 3-5, 4-4, if we're lucky in that front half of the season. And that what gets them into the playoffs possibly is that they improve, because that back end of the season, as of now, looks like there are some winnable games. But we've also seen some surprises over week 1, like the Jaguars, stuff like that, where you don't know where some of these teams are going to be down the road. So again, maybe I'm full of shit. But what's bugging me now is, Andy, I am with you. I am on board with the, oh boy, Baker might not be the guy.
I'm big on this.
He's not. I'm not saying that he can't fix it, but I didn't see any. He looked skittish in the pocket again. He had time. He was very errant on his throws.
Where is the accuracy? That's all we heard about. I mean, where is this accuracy?
So between his accuracy and then again, instead of targeting, and I saw somebody else in Cleveland news and Cleveland sports in the world made a point about Odell, and that was Odell needs to be targeted, not force-fed. I'll agree with that, but I'll also say this. Odell half-assed it. It looked like a lot yesterday.
It's getting hard to defend.
Jarvis
OBJ.
Landry was one of the few bright spots on that offensive side of the ball. And what the fuck, Kevin Stefanski? How many empty sets did I have to see yesterday?
Still can't
this is not a run-first offense. What were they doing?
Still can't throw screen passes either. Year later, still can't throw screen passes.
Unbelievable. Why did they not run the ball more? Empty set. How many times? You saw the guys line up straight across the field, and you just know that Baker's not even going to find. Okay. How is Baker finding anyone either?
No, they had protection. They had protection.
I know. That's my point.
They had protection.
His protection was not terrible.
Offensive line played well. Look, here's the thing, and he said it. Look,
and now I'm scared though because Jedrick Wills, and we'll talk about him later.
Well, we'll talk about him in a second. And Conklin's out. So look, he's going to be playing, it sounds like, but he's out right now. He's not practicing. Here's my biggest thing, and Jared hit on it. I'm saying it. Baker Mayfield is at the fork at the road game, and it's happening in week 2. If they don't win against the Bengals, it's the beginning of the end of Baker Mayfield. He has got to win that game. We're there. We're here, folks. He could go 21 out of 39, 189 again, and throw 3 interceptions. But if they win the game, he's fine. He has to win that game. Baker Mayfield's here. I've seen enough. Like, after the first completion to Hooper, ball batted down pick, next possession, scramble, Chubb, way incomplete, and fake punt, which is ridiculous. We'll get to Stefanski in a minute. Baker Mayfield, I protected him. I felt good about him in the offseason, even though we heard about all the crap and what was going on, how badly he's throwing. It's continuing on the field. It's the Ravens. Yes. Does he deserve to prove himself? As I said, the Bengals game. He is, but he's in that Hugh Jackson mode where I was 2 years ago. He has to win that game. Baker Mayfield has to win that game. Again, he can play crappy and win. It doesn't matter. Just win the game. But the days I am now here, and I'm not going to change this year on it. Baker Mayfield cannot lift the team and win games right now. He's going to manage a game. And that's what we need from Baker Mayfield.
And you can't manage the game if Stefanski isn't going to make the play calls that you need to make around a quarterback like that. What in the world are they trying to force out of Baker? Why are they not working on getting him comfortable? Now, I will say this. Njoku was a bit of a lifesaver yesterday, too.
Played well.
But the bummer is he'll be gone for the next 3 games.
3 weeks. And you know what? They found something in Njoku that was good. They used his height as an advantage, and on 2 of his catches, they used his height. And in the other one, by the way, Baker almost fell down. But, Baker got the ball into him in the end zone. He's wide open. Now, that's my stance on Baker. We can break down things. The accuracy's not there. His balls flutter. I watched the whole game. His balls flutter. They aren't crisp balls anymore.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Now, this is one game in 2020, but that's how big that I can't stand. I mean, everybody's saying it, and it's true. This next game's everything. I hate saying it. It's everything. Even if you lose against Football Club and the Cowboys, if you beat the Bengals, it settles down the season. It really does. If you don't win that game, holy crap. Oof. It's buckle up time. Now Stefanski. They did not run the ball enough. We all know that. They did not do enough misdirection or moving pocket. You saw none of, as my partner just alluded to. I don't know where Hooper was. He didn't, after that first catch, you never saw him again. The thing that I am all, and Grossi hit it. I was going to hit it today too. I heard it from everybody. Not everybody, but from a couple others too. I'm okay with status quo, staying in the moment, and you can tell he's much more of a mantra guy. I'm cool with that. But this team's energy level, I mean, just the Ravens were flying around. The energy was there. The Browns, I mean, there's a lot of times just like going through the motions. And again, if Stefanski's not a yeller, that's fine, whatever. But your team's got to, I mean, the Browns got to have emotion, got to have zip, got to have something. And then the biggest red flag to me about Stefanski is you can tell a lot about a coach about special teams. And our special teams was terrible.
Terrible.
Stefanski is already doing a lot of this. And you can't see it. I'm reading cards. And he's already got that look. Stefanski can't do that. Now, unlike Baker, I need Stefanski to do a whole year. But Stefanski had there's nothing else to say. His hair was on fire bad. Now, he did a nice job in the press conference. Short and sweet, took all the punches, didn't deflect at all, which was very good to see. All that to be said, I mean, let's hit it again. No misdirections. Why can't on this team we have sets with Chubb and Hunt in the game? Is that like against the rules? You can't have two of the best players on the field at the same time?
Well, you know,
I don't understand
Andy,
that.
I thought we talked about this before the season started.
By the way, I know
that was what was going to be a part of the game. I thought that what do you even have them for then?
I agree. Put them out there.
Put them both out there. Let them confuse the fuck out of the defense. Why? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Why do coaches come to Cleveland and try to fit squares into round holes? Why? Why do we look? I get it. Look, I get it. Fans don't know shit. Fans aren't on the sideline.
Fine.
You know what?
Fine.
I've been watching 20 years of losing football, so I know something.
Explain that fake punt call. Explain where special teams was. And did anybody on defense outside of Larry Ogunjobi and Richardson play? And a little bit of Denzel Ward? I mean, where was this? Now, here's something I will say in fairness to Stefanski. The game got out of hand, and the running game went away because of that. So I will pump the brakes on pounding the running game thing, but they should run the ball more. No, wait, hold on.
I feel like they had time and opportunity before it got that out of control.
No, you're right. Here's the one thing though that really bothers me about the running game that I don't want to pound it, but I got to say it because I felt it when Chubb fumbled. Hunt fumbled and we could have been shut out. And Chubb had a nasty fumble and he was trying to do a good thing. It was nasty because it was like you felt bad for him. Yeah. But Chubb and Hunt can't fumble. That's bad. And I know I don't want to pound on him. They're our best two players. And I felt for Chubb, but again, I'm going to repeat this. We almost got shut out if Kareem Hunt doesn't land on the football. Just saying. I mean, that's the problem too. Even our best players are fumbling the ball away. It just was a shit show on top of shit show. And I know no one wants to talk about that kind of crap, but it's true. Like when Chubb fumbled the ball, even I said mentally, I'm like, God, like that. I mean, we can't run. We're you just start feeling it, and you could tell.
You mean Hunt when Hunt dropped?
No,
the ball.
Chubb fumbled the ball later in the game.
Oh, later.
Remember and they actually recovered that one. But my point is, like when when I saw Chubb fumble, I immediately went to, well, now we're throwing the ball the rest of the game. And so I'm not going to pound him, but he needs to run the ball more. We all know that. Here's my Stefanski, Freddie Hugh moment. It's pretty easy. Late in the game, Mayfield gets knocked down, of course, because he's not accurate anymore. And then we get a delay on game on 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a delay in game on 3rd and 36. I mean, not sure what we were being delayed about. But and then on one of the last drives of the game, so it's delayed game now, 4th and 6, Mayfield's going deep to OBJ. I mean, that is.
Oh, I could not understand any of that.
I mean, that's one of those
All
moments.
I thought was, what are you trying to do?
Like, what is this? Like,
when you're third and 41 or whatever it was, just run the ball and then punt.
Get the
please.
fuck out of here.
Run the ball and then punt.
Go. Get out of here.
It's not time to take a shot down the field. Yeah. Oh, I just don't understand. I don't understand it, Andy. I don't understand it.
Bad.
There's no excuse now. That's the offensive side of the ball we talked about. Terrible.
I want to hit on OBJ before we get the defense because I want to hit on him. I've defended him, and I've been there, and I know there was a report that he got an IV in the locker room right before halftime. All that to be said, that drop was ridiculous. You got to catch that ball. I know it wasn't perfect, but Kevin Harlan, we all
slightly behind him, but it was it hit both his hands.
It catch the ball.
What he did was he turned his head upfield. He turned his head upfield.
Catch the ball. I don't care. Catch the ball. Chubb can't fumble. Hunt can't fumble. And OBJ needs to make catches. OBJ's attitude on the field was clear. Everyone's saying it. We're not being mean. We're not picking on him. Again, does he deserve a mulligan like Stefanski? Not really Mayfield, but okay, yes, I'll give him another mulligan. But I'm going to say, I'm announcing it on this one. My defense of OBJ is getting more and more and more hard to do.
Well, it's hard to because
it's hard.
Where's the production, man? Where's the production?
Pouting, you saw it. Again, and then there was that play where he catches it, but he stepped out of bounds, and then he's complaining about the call. Right. It's like, you stepped out of bounds. You did.
What do you want?
No one else did. You did. Wake up. You stepped out, and then you caught it.
Why is he not aware of where he is on the field to not let that happen? You know why? Because that's half-assing it.
It is.
Period.
It is.
You're half-assing it.
It is.
You're mailing it in.
Look, start playing better. And you know what? If he doesn't, sit him. We got other guys.
Bring Higgins in.
Get him in there. I don't want the days of coddling OBJ are done. If you can't catch the ball on the end of the first half on a drive to get points going into halftime, that, folks, that wasn't. We all saw it. Laces out. Yeah, exactly.
EJ Spilota on Facebook. Laces out. Yeah. Kicking.
But the OBJ watch for this podcast has started. It started. You can't defend this. You can't defend OBJ. Can't do it.
I don't know of anyone who has necessarily defended Odell off of that performance yesterday, that lack of performance, and really that exhausting show of just, again, not like he didn't want to be there.
His body language was so bad at times. And then to what everybody said, and again, we have to hit it too. I guess at halftime something was said. It had to be or something. And then in that first drive coming out, yes, we went down the field was because of pass interference calls, which they were pass interference calls.
Yeah.
And then but you could just feel it. It felt like 2019. It just did. It's hard not to compare it. That's what we saw. Again, it's one game, but that was really bad for him too. Okay, let's go to the flip side of the ball, defense. I named it. Unless your name is Larry Ogunjobi, Sheldon Richardson, and Denzel Ward, I thought you stunk. Myles Garrett, love you, still a favorite player of mine, didn't do anything.
Where were you?
Couldn't tell
Olivier
one
Vernon,
thing.
where were you?
Olivier Vernon, where were you? He has got to start making an impact on that game. Vernon's put on notice. When is he going to start playing? How
we already know
times do we have to sit there and wait for Vernon to make a play?
We already know how bad the linebackers and the secondary were going to be. We knew it was going to be rough.
Yes.
You need to have a strong a defensive line to make up for that, to pressure the quarterback, to make.
Lamar Jackson did whatever he wants. You know why? We had no edges. Myles Garrett didn't do anything. And Olivier Vernon didn't do anything.
Nope.
Claiborne, actually, let me take a step back. Claiborne played a good game too. When he came in, he was trying to sack the quarterback and got to the quarterback.
Yes.
But if it wasn't Claiborne, the edge for the Browns had no edge. And that's Myles Garrett.
And it should be one of the better edges in football.
I folks, it was embarrassing. I watched Myles Garrett. He was getting blocked, and he was getting pushed. And again, Olivier Vernon, I'm waiting. I mean, you can pick a game. One Bengals game at home. Vernon hasn't shown up since. I haven't seen it.
Well, let's also say this too. The Ravens do have an improved offensive line after last season. That is something that you're going to hear. And let's say this too. Lamar Jackson
is a really good player.
He can throw the ball.
Look, I am never saying another word. Look, He is light years around 6. He is lapping the field around 6.
Yeah.
In fact,
he took the next step where Baker hasn't.
Next year, the Hulu commercial is going to be Lamar Jackson.
Guaranteed.
And it should be.
God bless.
How
are we here already again?
Baker Mayfield regression is scary. And it isn't getting better. And I've seen this with Charlie Fry. I've seen this with Brady Quinn. I've seen this with Derek Anderson. And I'm seeing it now. I'm not seeing anything different. Yes, he needs to be rolled out more. That's on Stefanski. Yes, handing the ball off to 24 needs to be done more. That's Chubb. Yes. All that to be said, he was not pressured. He couldn't make throw. And this batting the ball is getting to it's just like, well, let's just mark it down. He'll have 3 or 4 passes batted down. And we're there now. We're there. I mean, every game there's 3 or 4. Every game. He is not playing up 2018, and we're getting to that point where, you know what? That was just more of a mirage because this is reality. Okay, it's one game, though. It's one game. Okay, the unspecial teams. So the good news is Seibert is no longer in town. Cody Parkey's in to try to help rectify that situation. That's good news. I want to point to this again. I want to repeat it. I have heard this from other head coaches. Many coaches say they can tell by a team's preparedness by special teams. The Browns couldn't tackle. JoJo Natson did little to nothing. We had flags on several penalties. And by the way, 15-yard flags. I mean, special teams on teams like this have to do at least lukewarm to okay. And they stunk. And look, nothing against Seibert. We talked about it all offseason. That was a joke from a joke from a joke. And Cody Parkey, welcome down. By the way, that's on John Dorsey too. 5th round pick. That's on John. Another draft pick gone away down the shitter of life.
How did they feel comfortable going out there with Seibert and with Cody Parkey being the backup right now? How did they ever, before the season started, feel like this was the optimal situation in their kicking position? And again, I'm going to go ahead and point out all that money sitting there, all that money unspent when you could have got a kicker.
Call Adam Vinatieri.
That's what I was going to say.
Call him.
But they're not going to.
No, they're not. Nope.
Vinatieri doesn't do anything for their analytics.
1-32. 1-32. One win.
Just think we could have had 10 points.
And by the way, these analytic games aren't competitive. None of these games are competitive in 16, 17. These games aren't competitive in 2021 game in. This is when you go 1-31 in 16 and 17, and those were terrible years. And you start off 2020 going back to analytics and you get the shit kicked out of you 38-6 against a great team on the road. We all know. Okay. How? Again, I will say this. You jump off the bridge, but with knee pads on because you're hoping you embrace impact.
You're hoping that part of this has to do with the fact that, again, new coach, new regime, new system.
Again, all fair. Again, he deserves a chance.
Third,
Absolutely.
4th new coach for Baker.
Sure. All that's true. Sure.
No preseason.
OBJ got frustrated because he knew they were going to lose. Okay, fine. All fair. But we're going to get to the Bengals preview, but I'm going to tee it up now, starting hammering home. The season begins and ends on Thursday. If they don't win on Thursday, You can talk to me until the cows come home. It is going down the road of mock drafts. We'll start previewing Trevor Lawrence. We'll start talking about OBJ trade possibilities. Olivier Vernon, when do they cut him? Like, you're going to start hearing that comment. And by the way, if Porter Gustafson really played that well in the preseason, why don't we get him in the game? Because if you're not getting any impact from Olivier Vernon, you got to keep Myles Garrett in the game. I get that. But like, and okay, one more time. I like Myles. He's one of the better players. He stunk yesterday. I mean, stunk. Lamar Jackson did anything he wanted to on the edges. Anything. When he was in the pockets when he had trouble. And even then, he was still making throws.
Mm-hmm.
But anything
sidearm, Bernie-esque. Looked like Bernie.
The only guy was Claiborne. Claiborne actually set the edge for the Browns defense. Garrett couldn't be found. Olivier Vernon, I don't even know what Olivier Vernon's number is, nor do I want to. I'll tell you what, I've seen enough of Olivier Vernon. Countdown's on until we get rid of him. He's no good. Okay. So that's game one. It is a long season ahead. I will say this. Stefanski is still, to me, on the right road. I'm just going to give this as a horrible first game. Okay, now let's go through the list. I'll give it one more time. I think Baker Mayfield, he can play poorly, but if they win the game, he's fine. I think he has to win on Thursday. Where you are at Baker Mayfield?
I don't know why you would go any further if you can't. If you're playing Cincinnati, it's at Cleveland too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. So at home against Cincinnati, against a rookie quarterback, against a team.
Bengals are terrible. Bengals are terrible. Not a good team. I watched the Charger game. They're not good. Not good.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Better win that game.
I don't know. You have to win it.
Have to.
You have
to. Again, we're not overstating this. And if you're going to hear it from other places, not just here, you have to win this game. You have to.
If you don't win this game and Baker plays poorly, is that it? Case Keenum in. Sit his ass. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you ride it out, but Baker Mayfield's days in Cleveland are numbered.
Yeah.
I really mean that. I can't see him recovering from that. I can't. If he plays poorly and they win, he's fine. They just have to win. But if Baker plays good and the team loses, doesn't matter. He's done. Has to win this game. That's how big of a deal it is. Has to win this game.
Yeah, this is like the Steelers game for head coaches in Cleveland.
It is. It is like Hugh Jackson going into the Jets game after the Saints loss. It is that. That's how it feels like to me. It's when we first started doing these podcasts. That's what it feels like to me right now. It feels like you're there again, where it's like Baker Mayfield. We've heard about his accuracy. He's not accurate anymore. We hear about his leadership. He can't lead anything right now. You talk about his confidence, folks. He's not confident. The balls flutter. You don't see it. He looks skittish. Doesn't
look sharp whatsoever.
Doesn't look sharp. And again, I know there's things they can do to help him. And by the way, I believe in Stefanski. I still do, even what I just said. They'll get him rolling out. Fine. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference from what I'm seeing. I think he's a game manager. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I'm sorry. Maybe by the end of the year, this will all change. I see a game manager. I don't see an elite quarterback. I just don't.
Well, I can't.
Don't see it.
I can't argue with you.
Don't see it. I don't see it.
I'm very sad about yesterday's game.
I do. It's rough. It's rough. But again, this reminds me of the Titans. It's
what a letdown. It's just such a letdown.
Again, the losses, whatever. It's how they lost again. It's 2.0 2019. OBJ trade. What do you think? Likeliness of that?
Well, I think we're getting closer to that being a very real possibility.
I think it's being bantered. I wouldn't be surprised if it's being bantered. Here's my next question. I'll answer first. Can this become a running team with Chubb and Hunt? My answer is yes. I actually still believe in Stefanski, and I believe he'll run the ball more next week. I just do. Do you think that?
I think that if they don't, I'm really going to start questioning what Stefanski's doing.
I agree. Am I being too hard on Myles Garrett today?
No.
I thought he stunk.
Just the fact that you never heard his name but one time yesterday.
Got his ass blocked a lot in that game. Really did. I mean, really just had a hard time with it. So this goes to my second point about the defense. I know we're really hurt on the secondary outside of Ward, and I know there's a lot of questions with linebacker, which we all knew. All that to be said, are we all good with seeing tight ends fly around against the Browns defense over the years? I mean, Andrews looked like a Hall of Famer yesterday, running around loose. I mean, that's another one. Defense has got it. I mean, I know it's all on offense, and I get that. But that too needs to tighten up. And special teams has got to do a better job. Okay, I said it. Are we getting fooled by analytics again? Are we getting fooled again? Is this 1-32 that's going to turn to 1-40?
Boy.
I mean, are we really
Boy.
I'm just questioning it now. Are we getting fooled by analytics again? Are we really?
I don't know. I don't know that we can make that assessment yet because, again, that's Stefanski's first game.
I know. I agree with you, but I just want to start stating it. That was alarming. That was alarming yesterday. Makes you wonder. Again, in 16-17.
Well, what I don't understand is how they didn't come out ready to compete.
No energy.
They did not. When you really look at it, they didn't come out to compete.
Nope. We heard this all preseason. I talked about it all preseason towards the end. You don't hear a lot of buzz from this team. This team was like the Ravens were flying around, clapping, cheering, chirpy. It looked, honestly, you could feel it going into after the first drive in the third quarter. Please go 0-0 so we can just get the fuck out of here.
Just go home.
I mean, you could just feel it on the team. Mm-hmm. And when Chubb fumbled, everybody knew it. Game over. I agree with Jared. I'm asking this because this was such a hard face plant that I'm curious to see how it really continues on from here. Okay. Stefanski can only go up from here. I do agree. I really, in my heart, believe he's the right coach. So I'm going to stick on this. I'm not going to jump off the bridge on this guy after game one. However, it was the worst start you could have as a coach. I mean, it's so obvious.
This is a season where I'm not. I know that people have talked about whether it's a gimme or not. It's not a gimme, but I will say this: this is a season where you're probably pretty thankful that you're only getting 6,000 fans in the stadium.
Yeah, I agree. And for people out there go, you had COVID and all the other stuff. Well, how do you explain what was going on in Carolina? They're competing. They almost beat the Raiders. I see all these new first-year coaches doing a lot better. The Browns weren't competitive. I mean, weren't competitive. I mean, yes, I understand COVID. Yes, I understand the challenges. And my God, the Browns are banged up. But I'm seeing other teams compete. The Browns weren't competitive. Browns were not competitive. It was, So the positives, Jared hit one. I'm going to hit it. I've been picking on a guy, and I feel bad he's injured. Njoku did play well. And you know what? They found something in Njoku to use his size and his leaping ability to his advantage. I liked how they used him in the game. That should be brought up upon. Larry Ogunjobi, who was really pressed out nicely by Pro Football Focus right before the show. He deserved it. Larry had a great strip in the game. He stood, actually, even beyond that strip, he stood out. He had a nice game, played well, looked like he was ready to play.
I mean, knew that it surprised me that he played as well as he did.
Yeah, looked good. Richardson did too. Richardson played a good game too.
But I want to jump back to Njoku really quickly too, because we can talk about how well he played. But here we are again with yet another injury. And he ain't helping you if he ain't on the field.
No, I'm with you.
And that's something that I don't think, that should be mentioned too as something to watch.
Yeah. The other thing,
because he comes back after 3 weeks, he plays another game or two, and then has another injury. Like,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't want to minimize it. I feel bad, and you're absolutely correct. But they have Hooper, Bryant. I mean, next man out.
I know. I get it. It's just you can't even be happy about the good. Like I'm just not there.
No, I hear you.
I've been drained all day after that game.
I know. I'm with you. Here's one other good I felt, and I've been teeing it up, and I've been saying it throughout. The offense line does look much better.
Yep.
And I thought the offensive line last year didn't struggle as much as others thought. I'll be fair. Wills had a nice game, played really nicely. Conklin, I hope he's not too hurt. He is banged up. He did not practice today. He looked good. The offensive line did a nice job. I did not see any problems with the offensive line at all. So, hey, for everything we were worried about the offensive line, they had a good game. They played well.
You really got to be happy about the fact that Wills came back with it. The X-ray was negative, and you're just hoping that he's. Listen, this is a rookie. He's going to push through whatever pain
He practiced. He practiced today. Will's practiced, and for people who didn't hear, Conklin's got an ankle and a finger. He did not practice today. They're hoping he's going to be okay for Thursday. It looks like Wills is on his way if he's practicing. I kind of agree with Jared. The good news is, in case Conklin doesn't play, Hubbard is back to limited practices, so that's good. So at least if they don't get Conklin, they'll have Hubbard ready to go, because Hubbard was not available for week 1. So that's a good thing. Yeah, and the other injury news, Jacob Phillips, I mean, I think at this point, it sounds like I would be surprised if Jacob Phillips played. I think that'd be a surprise. I don't think you're going to hear any of these names on Thursday, Mac Wilson, Greedy Williams, or Kevin Johnson. I'd be surprised if any of those names came up. Yeah. I don't think you're going to see any of those names. Maybe you will, but, I mean, I don't know. I just can't
no, short week. I mean, I don't even know if they played on Sunday if you'd hear any of those names, though, either.
No.
So.
Now, here's one more positive before we get into the Bengals game. So I do want to end on this. The one thing, though, that was positive was the touchdown drive outside the Hunt fumble. Ugh. But he recovered, thank God. But the bigger thing in this game, though, was you could see the possibilities. Because on that drive, Mayfield out of the pocket to Landry 15 yards. Chubb cuts back, goes down the sideline, big run, first down. Another handoff, then Hooper, then Hunt. Goal line, the fumble, yes, that was bad. But then the play action fake, rolling out Njoku. That drive is a sign of things that might be able to go down the road. I do want to go on a positive, is that drive was the perfect drive. Mayfield, again, rolling out of the pocket twice in that drive. Handing the ball off to Chubb, hitting your tight end. These are the drives in that touchdown drive you want to see. It is possible. So I want to give some hopes. I know today it's hard, but I thought that drive spoke to what is possible. And then, of course, the
Seibert kick is just another. I think that the Seibert kick following that drive and that touchdown is yet another perfect, microcosm that explains everything with the Browns, and that is shooting yourself in the foot.
And by the way, it's not too harsh.
Taking something that's good and then finding a way to make it bad.
It's not too harsh to cut him either.
No,
when he
not
missed
at all. No.
When he missed the field goal at the end of the first half, and then of course the Ravens drove right down the field with like 50 seconds left. That was that. I mean, Seibert sat alone on the bench, and it's
gonna be fun to watch him playing for a team in the playoffs at the end of the season and kicking a game winner. 55-yarder. So by
the way, there's a wild rumor he could play for Cincinnati on Thursday.
I've heard that one too.
Because Bullock is out. Bullock pulled. By the way, that's a terrible loss for the Bengals. They had a chance to tie the game. 31-yard field goal. Bullock missed it. Pulled his calf on the kick. So the Kitty Cats come to town on Thursday in what will be a big matchup for Bengals and Browns fans. I would be shocked if anybody else watched the game, but okay, we will be watching. Everyone will be watching in Cleveland and Cincinnati and hopefully around the country. But again, I mean, I can't tee it up more. This is a must-win in week 2. And everybody's saying it. It's not just going to be here. It's not going to just be there. You have to win this game. Some news and notes from today. It sounds like Ronnie Harrison's going to get more playing time. I mean, why wouldn't he? If anybody watched that game, I mean, I don't know what confident safety. By the way, Grant Delpit's injury and Mac Wilson's injury showed up big in that game. Both were sorely missed.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah. So here's some other news. I did watch the Bengals game. I just want to repeat this. The Bengals are not good. The Bengals are not a good team.
Right.
The Chargers are frankly really bad too. And they tried to give that game away and the Bengals couldn't take it. So, and Burrow struggled. 23 out of 36, 193, 1 interception. Played like a rookie. Okay. So if he torches the Browns, it's not because Burrow's great after week 1. Okay. This is a short week against a quarterback who's a rookie. Mixon did nothing.
If he torches the Browns, it's because that secondary and that team,
Bingo.
That defense is terrible.
Bingo.
The Browns defense is terrible.
Mixon did nothing against the Chargers. Nothing. Fumbled the ball, only had 3 yards of carry. So this offense struggled. And the Chargers have again.
Well, yeah, and I think I expected more out of Tyler Boyd early on too. And it didn't work out that way for the Bengals either.
No. So it's in week 2 to have a game like this, we all know, we all say different weird things, but it really does come down to play of 6. We all know that. Stefanski and all that. All that to be said. I just want to harp on that last drive as a positive. If you run the ball and you roll like you said it and I said it, if you just roll them out, do simple things, run the ball, keep it simple, and Chubb and Hunt don't fumble, you can easily win this game comfortably. I'm telling you, again, it is not impossible.
Well, the word, Andy, the word is cute. Don't be cute. When you try to be cute, you end up like Freddie Kitchens. When you try to be cute, you fake punt, in your own side of the field at the beginning of a game when there's no reason to even try to, and fall flat on your face. I love the Scottish Hammer, but no, let's not do that again. Don't be cute. Stop being cute.
Tony Grossi found it at the beginning of Hugh Jackson's career. He did the same thing against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Don't. And I'm not gonna overhype this today.
You want to go for it on 4th and 1 in their territory, maybe on the 35, 40-yard line?
In the third quarter, down a touchdown? Okay.
Go for it.
Down 7. Yeah. Down 7-0 inside the 40. Ugh.
If this is analytics, I'm pretty sure that the analytics would tell you that's where you do things that are not. What was analytical about trying to fake that punt? That's what I want to know.
1-32. That's what it was. 1-32. I mean, all day long. All right, I'll lead off. The Browns are a 6-point favorite in this game.
Mm-hmm.
After everything I just said, I think the Browns are going to win. I did not think they were going to win week 1. I do think they're going to win week 2.
I don't think they cover.
I think they do. I think the Browns, and in fact, I'm going to go a leap further because I've been terrible in my picks already. Start off the year. This will be one of my picks. I think the Browns cover and they win 20-10, and they will drive you crazy. I think Mayfield does just enough to keep water, and they do just enough to win, and they do the things they have to do to win. And I'm just gonna say it again. The Bengals are really bad. You lose to the Bengals.
16-13 Browns.
Okay, that's all fair. Parkey gonna make field goals, win games. By the way, in fairness to Parkey, he was having a good year before the double doink. So hopefully he gets his inner Parkey and does a good job. Oh my gosh, the Browns kicking situation is amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
If Parkey was doing all that great, he wouldn't have been backing up Seibert. Would he?
I want to go. I want to go back to something though, because we hyped him so much. Right now, John Dorsey legacy is not looking good. Your 5th round draft pick kicker just got cut. Mayfield not doing so well. Not looking good. For all these great things, and for all these wonderful things. And by the way,
good thing we weren't sucked into that.
I'm glad we weren't quoted in an article. No. Well, let's. Is there anything else in the NFL you'd like to talk about before we get to the Indians?
No, I don't. No.
I thought it was fun to see Tom Brady lose. I'm really annoyed the Patriots won. God, the Ravens are good. I can't get over how good the Ravens are. They're so good. Class of the league, outside the Chiefs.
Minshew had a surprising game for the Jags.
Yeah. Oh my God, my picks were awful outside.
Oh, you weren't the only one. That was my lock. That was my lock.
Seattle came through, thank God. Falcons are bad.
Yeah.
Another bad loss for the Lions. Patricia's days are getting up. Stafford's another quarterback. I mean, you keep waiting for him to pop, doesn't happen. My other one thought too, real quickly, is I shouldn't have doubted the guys. I'm a big fan of his. Aaron Rodgers looked great. God, zipping the ball down the field.
I did not expect.
Zip the ball down. It looked refreshed. It looked really, really good. Bad loss for the Vikings. They clearly missed Stefanski. So all that to be said, that is week 1. When I last got up, it was 10-9 Giants over the Steelers, and then you got the Broncos Titans game.
Steelers had their own doink issue after that last.
Oh, well, you love a good doink. All right. Go Browns. We'll talk more about the Browns on Thursday. Let's go to the Indians. We got to. All right. So the Indians. They've now lost 6 in a row. I will repeat this statement, though. They're going to make the playoffs. They are. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
They're going to make the playoffs. Okay. Francisco Lindor. Every team struggles. Quote, it's a question. Are you going to struggle 5 games, 10 games, 15 games, or 100 games? We don't have that many games to be struggling, end quote. 16-10, Dan Monos, thank you. Steelers, of course the Steelers. We kind of, another quote from Sandy Alomar, we kind of felt like we didn't go through any skid during the regular season like this until now. So for people who have been watching, I actually have been. This has been a tough, eyesore Browns-Ravens opener type of stretch here for the Indians.
Well, this is how many? It's 6 in a row. Is
6 in a row.
It's been a very long time since they've lost 6 in a row.
The most exciting thing was the Lindor-Romo scuffle on Friday. That was the most exciting thing that happened this past weekend. So to relive some of it, and again, I want to repeat, the Indians are going to make the playoffs. So even though these losses are happening, they will be forgotten, unlike the Ravens game. Bieber did a big thing. Recorded his 100th strikeout of the season and just 62 and 1/3 innings. For why are we mentioning that? That is the fewest innings that it has taken any starter to reach the 100K mark since 1900. Wow, it's an amazing stat.
Yeah.
Every time you read it, you just go, wow, it's an amazing stat. So Bieber's on fire. He did get the loss. There's more of the same for the Indians on Friday. And again, the most exciting thing was Lindor and Romo getting to a fight. The other interesting thing is they moved Lindor up to leadoff, and he's been batting leadoff ever since Friday to try to get the team going. It got going by Sunday, but again, the pitching fell apart. We'll get to in a second. The biggest thing in this game, again, it stuck out is Bieber's pitching well. He had a couple bad pitches. The theme in this weekend is anytime the Twins got up and they saw a mistake, they didn't just hit it, they hit it out. They hit it hard and they hit it out. Anytime the Indians had a mistake pitch, which was happening, foul ball, fly ball, foul ball, fly ball.
Right.
It was the biggest difference in this series.
Well, the Indians have had those struggles. They have been like that. There were times early on in the season where I look at Franmil Reyes and he would foul off pitches that you thought he was going to yak right out of the park. And that's just not going to fly. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for this team. This is a brutal stretch. This is hard for me to stomach watching.
This is where we mentioned this on the trade show with Clevenger. 2020, the Indians took a step back in that trade. Now in the future, it could really help out. But right now, and I'll tell you, okay, let's go to that trade for a second. I'm ready for Quantrill to start pitching well. I mean, he stunk yesterday. Yeah. I turned it on after the game. He was getting tattooed.
Yeah.
Quantrill's got to start pitching better for this team. He is just not getting anything from him at all. Karinchak does look better, so that's good. McKenzie really struggled yesterday. And again, the whole series, anytime the Twins got a mistake, they hit it out. 5 home runs on Saturday. I believe they had 4 yesterday. I mean, all their runs scored. Every run scored on Saturday and Sunday was off a home run. All of them. They had 15 runs. All the RBIs run scored were all on home runs. All of them. All of them, Jared.
Well, that's nice.
Unbelievable.
That's nice to have a team that can do that. That can hit the long ball like that.
Yep. The other big thing
when needed.
The other big thing on Sunday, which Hammy hammered home. Tribe was 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position on Sunday. For those of you who didn't watch, as I'm sure none of you, maybe some of you didn't, they had 13 hits. The Tribe got 13 hits in that game, and yet they could only score 5 runs compared to only 7 hits for the Twins, and they got 7. And again, the big stat, 3 out of 16 with runners in scoring position again.
Yeah, that's not winning baseball
no.
right there.
The story on Saturday night was Plesac, again, same story. He got bombed. Plesac pitched okay, 7 innings, 5 runs, but anything that he was a mistake just got hit hard. And that was the first game all year Wickren really came off the rails, just did not have it. He got hit hard on Saturday night too. J-Ram hit a home run. That's about it for that game. I will say Plesac's pickoff move is fantastic. It was forgotten in my brain until Saturday night. I forget who he picked off. It was amazing. His pickoff move is sick. Plesac really does have a really does have a big move. And again, I'll repeat it one more time. The biggest theme in the series, the Indians can't capitalize on their mistakes, and the Twins do. That was the biggest difference in the series right now.
Yeah, I think that we've also got to mention Tito's still not back with the team. I'm really hoping that he's doing okay.
Need him for October. Really do.
I mean, the bottom line is I care, obviously Andy and I both care more about his health than that.
Oh, of course.
But absolutely, that's very much true.
Hey, on the field.
I don't know. Yeah. As much, here's the thing. You can't blame Sandy Alomar for the Indians' lack of hitting. Or not, you can't blame Sandy Alomar for the shit that's going on right now in this six game losing.
Lindor and J-Ram getting picked off first base. It has nothing to do with Sandy Alomar managing. And both happened this weekend. Right.
And you know what? What's funny is you think Lindor would have learned because it wasn't only but a week earlier that he was almost picked off for the same stupid stuff, leaning too much.
The Indians are just in a fog. And again, thank God for Pad. They have Pad, and thank God. And the Orioles and the Tigers aren't winning. So the closest team to them now is the Mariners, and the Mariners are, I think, 4 or 5 games under 500. So the Indians, I hate saying it, these games don't, I just got to be frank, they don't matter. The Indians just need to get ready for October. These games, though, are mind-numbing to watch, and it's getting hard to get ramped up for the Indians. So for people out there who go, I'm not fired up for the playoffs, I wouldn't blame you. These games are hard right now. They aren't fun. Football's back. I'll be watching every game, and I love watching Indians. But for people like, I can't do it, I wouldn't blame you. These last 6 games were painful.
I admittedly took a break.
Yeah. I did. Blame you.
Now, granted, I check in, but I can't watch it because I know the storyline. I know this storyline, and until they get that fixed, it is just it'll ruin my look. Have I ever been this melancholy? Not since the last Brown season.
After the Astros sweep and Hugh Jackson debacle, that was bad.
Yes.
That was really bad. And that's when we kind of found out the Cavs were going to be fucking
This is where, again, I really wish I had some Ohio State football to hang my hat on and say, well, at least I got the Buckeyes.
Yeah, that might be coming soon. Real quickly, then let's get to football. Again, all that to be said, congrats to Bieber. There is, for people who are wondering, I thought there was a good stat by Mandy Bell. Lindor, Cesar Hernandez, Ramirez, Santana did combine in the series finale to go 10 for 19 with 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. So you're seeing glimpses of this. They did move to Lindor to the 1 hole, which I know people believed in. I was not as convinced. I'm still not as convinced, but hey, so if you're going to get that kind of production, maybe I'm wrong. So maybe that's the thing that the Indians needed. All to be said, though, hard stretch for this team. I'm glad. By the way, get it all out now.
Oh, yeah.
October, you got to turn it on. So get all these losses out now. It's the Cubbies, and then they play Detroit. That series in Detroit's big. You can't one more. You cannot go 3 out of 4 losses or swept by the Tigers. You can't. Nope. You got to win at least half. Got to. Much needed day off for the Indians. They're back in, like I said, on the north side. Tomorrow against the Cubs. Okay, college football. Oh, my God. Are we done about the Cleveland teams? Would we like to talk about the Cavs? No? Sure. Any draft rumors? No.
Yeah, maybe trading Kevin Love.
Don't trade him.
What was it? Indiana is the Pacers? Is that the rumor I heard lately? I don't know. I think it's
I don't want draft picks. How bad has John Dorsey looked now in this prism? It's amazing. It's amazing how he has flipped. Austin Cyber is a 5th round pick. Gone. Boy, is that a bad draft pick. The Irish played the Dukies.
And if you remember, everyone sat there that watched that kid play in college and said, I don't know what the Browns are thinking taking him. Yeah, I remember watching people from that were
Oklahoma
that would say, why did the Browns take him?
I don't know.
All right.
All I will say is, for what it's worth, he so bad. Thank God for Larry Ogunjobi. Thank God for Richardson. Claiborne had a nice sack, a nice play. I mean, boy, that's about it. And Njoku played well. It's amazing. The Irish played the Dukies. I will admit, as college football became more ingrained. By the way, how about the Sun Belt Conference? 3-0 against the Big 12. Kansas getting stomped. Oh, by the way, for people who don't know, Les Miles, Clevelander, Elyria, Ohio born. Boy, poor Les. I like Coach Miles. They got the shit kicked out of him. Poor Iowa State. Oh my gosh, Matt Campbell, the genius. He got knocked around. Boy, bad loss. Awful. Thank God I'm not a Big 12 fan. 3-0 the Sun Belt goes, just zipping along, zipping along. And then there's my Irish. For those of you who don't know, Clemson's very good. You need to watch that game. And I did watch a lot. It felt like a normal college football weekend, kind of. There was no SEC, no Buckeyes, no Boilermakers, but it was good to see teams like the Irish. It was fun. Here's my quick thing on the Irish, or Irish fans out there, which I know all of you are. I am really concerned about Book. I don't think he has enough to win a national championship. However, there are some good things you see on the field, and the Irish did not play well, and they won comfortably. Yeah. And seeing what I saw from other college football games, that's great. Because if you get away with playing, the Irish did not play well, and they won that game. That's all that matters. Williams looks like a good, hard-hitting running back, meaning he's either going to be 2 yards of dust or lightning 70 yards down the field. And that rookie, that freshman, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, he is going to be a star. He looks like a mini rocket. He's going to be really good. Irish do have some parts and places, but if I'm being honest, I don't see national championship. Even if it was a normal year, I don't see national championship. But they're good. They're going to go 8-2, 9-1. They're not going to beat Clemson. Everything else will be in play. Clemson's a machine. My God. The best thing about the Wake Forest game was the Deacon coming out on the motorcycle. That was about it. Trevor Lawrence looks good. Maybe wearing a different shade of orange next year.
Does he look good enough to play for the Browns?
Mm-hmm. I love Baker. I'm supporting him. That was eye-opening bad. Am I overreacting?
No.
I don't see it.
No.
I'm there now. I don't see it. It's gonna take a big...
I don't know how he turns this around.
I don't see it. He's gonna have to manage the game. I can't state that enough. If he can manage the game, we can win games. If you rely on him to throw 39 times,
yeah,
this is what you're gonna get.
Well,
so the Irish played well. Clemson looks great. And the Indians, don't worry, turn on back in October. I'll watch every game, but just get through this stage. Big series against Detroit, though. You cannot get swept against Detroit. You got to win 2 or 3 of those games. As I rub my forehead again.
Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cleveland and Beyond. On Twitter, @CLE and Beyond. Shoot us an email, andyandjared@gmail.com. Andy and Jared, JARID @gmail.com. I want to know, I hear yelling in this house right now, and it's driving me up a wall. I don't know if you can hear that. If anyone can hear that, I apologize. There's yelling
you can't.
going on.
No,
I don't know who's yelling, but I guess we're just going to yell. Do I sound annoyed? Do I sound like I'm ready to wipe my hands of this entire weekend?
People like you and myself, Cameron Billman, Carson Billman, everybody, we're all just
Yeah. Well, the Browns will do that to you. We're a part of Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, Original Cleveland Sports Reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Andy, any final thoughts?
Jared has to do some family stuff. So I'm going to do a Facebook Live right after the Bengals game. I will give a quick recap, and then we'll do a big full show on Monday. So for people who are wondering, we will not be doing a show this Friday, but we'll be back on Monday. And I watch after the Bengals game. I will go on live. It'll be funny. I'm sure I'll do something wrong, but catch me. I'll have some thoughts. I'll do 10 minutes. Dan Monis and EJ will both text me and give me notes, which will be fun. and I'll be all over to answer those questions. But No, I will. Jared's got some family stuff he has to take care of. So just a brief show at the end of the week, back to normal on Monday, and then away we go. Last thought is Baker, game manager. Let's build from there. Must win for him. Again, he can play crappy, and if the Browns win, it's fine. I don't see Baker surviving this if he loses. I just don't. I don't see it. I think it's actually there for him in his career.
Is a blowout in play for the Bengals?
Bengals are really bad.
Is a blowout in play?
Meaning the Browns blowing out the Bengals, or the Bengals blowing out the Browns?
Bengals blowing out.
No. Okay. Let me say this. If the Bengals blow out the Browns, I'm going to get out a fucking grid map, and we're going to start doing analytics live on Thursday night, because they cannot get blown out by the Bengals. And that team is terrible. Did you really just say that? They can't.
I did.
No.
Yes.
No.
I
No.
did.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How long have you been a Browns fan?
I will literally have an analytics conniption. Oh.
He's Andy Billman.
Oh my God. I can't even.
I'm glad I put that worm in your head.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I'm Jared Watson.
Oh.
Andy and Jared, Cleveland and beyond.
No, I can't.
Go Browns. Take care.
Go Browns. Beat the Bengals. Turn this crap around. We believe in you.
I don't.
I do. Let's go. Win some games. I paid for this DirecTV package. I want to see some goddamn wins. $240.
Oh, wow.
That's even more than that now.
You got to talk to me offline. I got to get you a better deal.
No,
all right, everybody. Take care.